Typically, if you find check marks, initials, names on a penny roll, it means that the penny roll has been searched. It's a reminder to the person who brought the penny rolls into the bank, if they get them back, that they searched through the roll already. Now, only once in all of the hundreds of penny rolls that I have been through have I ever found one of the little marks from somebody that says that that had no copper like I do. Only one time. All the other ones had copper. The one that had was, if you see a video that I made, the person puts a huge check mark. So it really identifies who at this place this person puts this. So anyway, if there's no copper in any of these, then um, to me they're not. It's not worth searching through it as a video. But I don't know. I thought in the past I've seen this one before from this bank, but I cannot recall whether or not this person leaves copper or not. So let's find out if there is if there is copper, which we'll find out in a second. Uh, oh, there is copper in it. Is there a lot of copper in it? So the person has copper here. All right, let's see what we're gonna do about this. I'm gonna see how quickly I can go through this penny roll. So the person has a mark on it. Okay, so let's talk about this for a while. What is the significance if you find a penny roll that is searched through, but there's copper in it? Now, I have not done a cherry picked penny roll in quite some time. And what I do is I have a bag in the basement for cherry picked penny rolls, okay? There's one person from one bank that I go to, and I know that he also leaves copper. So this person, like the other person at the other bank who has a different mark, he puts little check marks on his penny rolls. Me, I put 83s. I let people know there is no copper in my penny rolls. Well, it doesn't even matter because I'm not even sending them back anymore. So it really just lets myself know. Initially, I went back to the bank with penny rolls 2 times since the inception, since I began this channel. And then I decided, you know what? Why am I bringing back these zinc pennies if they stop making penny rolls? Excuse me. If the U.S. stops 98, we're looking for the wide AM, no wide AM. If the mint stops, the government stops making pennies through an act of Congress, right? Which is what it takes to stop making pennies. Okay, it's another copper. You know, I might find myself in a position really regretting bringing back the pennies to the bank. And if that happens, you know, what are we talking about? You know, I went back to the bank with $100 to $200 worth of pennies. Right, we're on episode. Today's episode. I want to say 4 200 2000 D. No white AM. Episode 4. For what? 465. Right. So it's an episode of 2. Here goes another copper. There is copper in here. Look at the top of the N, how it's bulging out. Look at the bottom of the A. The top of the U. All right, that could be a double die in the reverse. Hey, hey, what do you say? This was made in the USA. That was a jingle from the 70s. I do not remember if it was just a government jingle or or a commercial for 2017, or if it was a commercial for like clothing, a clothing commercial. I don't know why that just came to my head because I said hey, but it went hey hey. What do you say? This was made in the USA. So, I can't. I don't know why that jingle just popped up in my head for some reason. Oh yeah, I watched a lot of TV when I was a kid. Too much TV, that's for sure. The side of the. Do you see that? Am I? Oh no. The dirt made makes the side of the shield look like if it's um misstruck, but I think that's just the dirt giving that illusion. So as you can see, I'm going through this pretty quickly because I'm gonna do another one. And so there's little scratches on top of it. Does that mean that this was searched through, cherry picked? So when I use the term cherry pick, and I don't know if everyone does, but when I use the term cherry pick through a penny roll, what I'm talking about is that the person is looking for wheat cents and maybe some other sort of varieties like 82s. They might be looking for 1982 penny varieties and wheat cents, and what else can I think? Maybe 2009s. That's a nice looking penny. Feels really thick too for some reason. I'm a little too close, I know. Sorry about that. Maybe they look for their birth year, but whatever it is, they cherry pick, right? There's certain things they look. Maybe they have a what's that called? Um, oh, interesting. Maybe they have a uh, the book. The book. Maybe they do the book. It's only on one side. The obverse is basically clean. I always find that to be really, really odd. 92D, looking for the close AM. No close AM. Huh. Again, the reverse has no damage. Must have got caught in something. Somebody said garbage disposal in one of the comments when I showed one of those types of pennies. And you know, I have to be honest, that was something I never thought of, a garbage disposal. All right, let's which one do we did? We did one of these. Let's do one of the ones with the stripe. So we found one, I think that's two. We found 4 copper pennies. That's not a lot at all. 4 copper is not a lot whatsoever. Um, so I think whatever I do not do today, I will probably put into the back. It looks like there's a hair on here, one of my hairs. Right? Because let me see, let me make sure there is copper in here. That's number one. Right? This looks like copper. Is this copper? No. Um, oh, this one might have no copper. This one has no copper. I'm not even going to go through it. No, look at that beautiful copper penny. You see what I'm saying? They're not searching for copper in here. That's a keeper right there. All right, so let's go on. So cherry pick, yeah, they're looking. Oh, they're filling in a mat, a coin mat, like the ones you can get from. Oh, they can also be looking for the 2023, the extra V. Like there just might be some, like we haven't found a 2023 yet. If I find 2023, then I'll know that they're also not picking. Well, they could find it. Oh, look, they're not. I haven't found a 2009. Wow, in a long time. Oof. So they're leaving 2009s. They're leaving copper, at least some copper. Look at this. Wow. Wow, it's another really nice copper penny. So I don't know what they're doing. I mean, there's not, but there's also not the correct ratio of copper. There should be more than 4 or 5 copper pennies in a penny roll. So I'm not exactly sure what they're probably, like I said, I think they're doing. If I had to make a guess what this person was doing, I would say that they are filling uh, filling up a book, right? Another 2017 P. They're filling up the penny book, and they're looking for wheat cents. That would be my guess. And I should put it to the side, right? Because we only found 2 copper pennies, and they were really nice. This is number. Here goes the 82. So the 82's out, and this is a really nice 82 copper. So that's out the door also. Is this another copper penny? This is a mint state copper penny. Okay, so the person is not looking for copper. So that's a plus. I think what I'll do is um because I still have to be honest, I do feel like this has been searched through. No white AM. You know, they're just not they're leaving copper. Now the question is, am I wrong? That's the real question right here. Am I wrong? Well, so far we found in this penny roll, we found 4 copper pennies, and one of them is a an 82. Am I wrong? Is this not cherry picked? Is this somebody's change from the store? The question is why? Why are they putting? It's the same person, right? There's 5 of those penny rolls. Another 82. This one is a copper. Excuse me. This one's a zinc. You could tell by the surface. See, it has that orange peel look to it. That bumpy surface. It's an 82 large date, even though it almost looks like it's copper. That's how good of a job they did on the electroplating. When they first started doing electroplating, they did a better job than they did in later years. No white AM. So did the person? I think this person is filling up a book, a penny book. That's what I think. That's the point. That's where I'm gonna get. That's where I'm and or they're just looking for wheat cents, and that's okay. I only find in non-search through penny rolls. I only find 1 wheat cent per 92. We're looking for the close AM. Imagine that. Imagine the person looks for wheat cents and then leaves all the errors in there. If you find a close AM, and especially if it's in good condition, it's over $100. If it's in, you know, heavily circulated condition, it's $100. And that's one of the problems with not knowing, at least having a rudimentary understanding about what you're doing with penny roll hunting. And that is that you're going to leave things behind. So we got 82, so 2000. We're looking for the white AM, no white AM. I see that in between the two twos. Is that dirt? I think it's just dirt. So machine doubling on the B. All right. Now, I guess another 2017. That's in beautiful, beautiful condition. That's the third one today. 2020. So that's okay. I mean, it's a good way to start. You know, coin roll hunting to fill in a penny album is is a good way to start. There's nothing wrong with that. But oh, this one has a ton of copper. 1960. That's a variety date. That's one of the other variety dates. I think the 1970 S is another variety date. Now, for those of you who've been following the channel, I just thought about this. I was doing it at the beginning of the videos before. Now, a lot of people by 20 minutes have checked out, right? Even though I have to say my statistics are doing much, much. Look at this, 63. My my statistics have been much, much, much better. Now that's damage. Lately. And what I've been doing at the beginning of the videos was showing my statistics, but I really didn't want to get off track today because I had a feeling this was going to be a long video for the fact that I knew I had already made it and put it in my head that I was going to do multiple penny rolls today because no, I am because these are cherry picker. They appear to be cherry picked rolls, and I want to make sure that I got the copper out of them at minimum. In addition to obviously looking for whatever I could find in them. So I didn't want to start. I didn't want to make the video any longer. I didn't want to make the video any longer. So I didn't go through my statistics at the beginning of the video. But if I remember, big but, if I remember at the end of the video, obviously you could just go to the end of the video to find out. That's doubling. Look at the top of the letters. That's doubling. That might be our first double die or the only double die of the day. So how it was spreading towards the rim. Usually they spread towards the center. No white AM. Very little copper in these penny rolls. Even though this one I said looks like there was more copper, I think it just might be a dirtier penny roll. No white AM. Come on. Oh, they left 2023. No extra V. No white AM. And so possibly at the end, if I remember at the end of the video, I will. So my So okay. So I'll talk about that since I show my statistics because I don't want to say the channel almost closed down, but I mean there was a point where I was like, wow, how long can this go on for? It went on for about a year. When I first started this channel, my statistics were awesome. I was doing 15,000 views per day and misaligned die. I was doing 15,000 views a day, and another copper penny. And I was making about $180 a month. And that was when I first, I'm talking about January 2023. No 8 a.m. And I was like, wow, this is great. Like I had a thought in my head about that. I had a feeling about it. Okay, if we keep on this trajectory, I mean, I just start the channel. I'm doing whatever, 5, 10 videos a day. If I keep up on this trajectory, the channel, maybe I'll be making $1,000 a month in a couple years. It'll be a significant, for me anyway, it'll be a significant income for my and it'll be worth what I'm doing. Plus, I'll find some penny errors. Maybe that I'll be saving copper. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll make an extra few bucks on the coin side also, and this will be plus meeting people online, getting members. You know what I'm saying? Like all that cool stuff to go along with it. I was like, this is great. And what happened? Well, to be honest with you, Trump happened, and as a result of politics, they started to censor channels that did not favor YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube. Start to censor channels that did not favor their political ideology, and that was it. My statistics went on a very nice. And there was also something else that happened that I didn't mention, which is that the other thing that happened was that they started asking for money for clicks. Oh, if you want people to view, give us your credit card. And I was like, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you my credit card. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna pay to go to work. Okay. So they went hard on that for a while. Give me your credit card for views. And I was like, why would I do that? My channel's doing great. You know what I mean? Like to me, that would be something somebody did who the channel is doing very poorly, and they had the extra money. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'll pay for it. Maybe they want to invest in their channel, but I don't understand. My understanding is that those paid for clicks, they're temporary. It's not like you pay for it and you're getting and you're gonna get long time subscribers. You know what I mean? I think a lot of those subscribers are fake. So it's not like you're just creating the illusion that your channel's doing well. But meanwhile, it's not. You really haven't. So it also masks the true health. It masks the true health of your channel. All right, so that's another misaligned die. I'll put this with the other one we found before. I don't know where it's at. Oh, all right. So I don't know where it's at, so I'm not going to go crazy looking for it. I don't want to do 2 videos on it. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. My channel's doing good. People like my content for real, and I'm not gonna pay for clicks. I'm not gonna do that. To me, it's also to me insulting, meaning that you're gonna ask people, I'm making you money, and you want me to pay you to make you money, right? I'm making you. YouTube makes money from my channel. So it's almost like a shakedown. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like a shakedown, you know? Like, yo, you don't give us money, your channel's gonna fail. And sure enough, it was on a downward spiral, man, for a year. Right until the till until Trump got elected, to be honest with you. And then after that, it leveled out. It leveled out, and I was like, whoa, look at this. No close AM. It leveled out. That's a nice texture. Sometimes I save them if they're a little nicer than that, but I'm not going to save that one. And another 82. $20.24. Looking for doubling in the ear and on the. So see, I knew this was not an old penny roll. Let me look at this under the loop. I think it's mechanical doubling. Another 82. That's in pretty bad condition. I have to hold on to it. So the hemorrhaging stopped around November, December of 2024. The hemorrhaging, I mean, we went from 1,100 subscribers a month, and over 1,100 to under 400 in 6 months. And I was shaking my tail feathers, man. I was breaking my back, right, on this channel. And I was like, wow, man, they really want me to pay or leave. That's how I felt about it anyway. And I was like, I'm not doing either of these. I'm not paying and I'm not leaving. Very orange on the reverse. So it stopped. The hemorrhaging stopped around November, December 2023, last year. And then about just 2 or 3 weeks ago, so the end of February, beginning of March 2024, it started reversing, right? Well, that's not true. And when it stopped and it started reversing very, very, very slowly, December, very slowly, all my statistics started to reverse. They were all in the negative. If you recall from my previous videos, I showed my statistics, and I showed how a lot of them, oh wow, yeah, right. Oh, come on, baby. Let my fire. I don't know. That's damage, man. Jeez. Oh wow, man. It looks like such a double die. Wow, they wow. Wow. That is something else, man. That would have been a nice find. So this penny roll has a lot of copper. So I guess, like I said, they put little marks on it. I don't know why they're there. Uh, I went through these penny rolls very quickly. Crimp roll error. Because I don't wanna go through them. I don't want to go through a cherry pick penny roll for the channel, but I will do 5 cherry pick rolls as an interesting video. That I will do, and that's what I am doing. So the um the channel statistics started going up slowly. No white AM in December 2023. Again, right around the time that Trump became president. Another one. And I gotta move around a little bit. Sorry. And then a few weeks ago, which is funny because what happened a few weeks ago was the Trump announcing all the tariffs and things like that, and crackdowns on fraud, waste. I'm just saying, is it connected? I don't know. I really don't know. But all of a sudden, from and so my statistics were like this. My my views, my views were down to um about 80,000 a month. Okay. My watch time hours were down to 61. We're down to about um, 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 like 1 point, like 12,000, not 12,000, 1,200 watch time hours. 1,200 watch time hours. My subscribers were under 400. It was like 380. How old is that tape, huh? 380 subscribers a month. 59. It's doubled. Let me look at this under the loop. Has some mechanical doubling. I don't think it's a double die. But we found the 59. Save all those. Save all copper, but you know what I'm saying. My subscribers were about 380 a month, and my revenue went down from $180 to $85 ish. Right, from going up like on a rocket ship to going down like a clown. So, like I said, December they stopped going down and they started going up very slowly, very slowly. But I noticed it because it was the first time. Let me look at that date. No, it just might be deteriorated dye. And so of course I noticed it because I was like, oh, all right, the channel's not going down. I mean, for like whatever, for like a year, the channel was just going down, down, down. I was like, what's going on here? You know, and it bothered me. So I was keenly aware of the situation. And then, like I said, the channel started going up around December, November, December 2023. And then a few weeks ago, beginning of March 2024, this one has paper on his. Around 2024, March 2024, it really started going up. And I was like, okay, it started moving faster. But then the past week or two, boom. So what? So so all those, the views, the watch time hours, the subscribers, my earned revenue were all negative. There's a little check mark. There was a little mark. That mark there was a negative sign. It was a gray negative sign. And then a couple weeks ago, they all went to checks, meaning that they're about average. And then today we got our first positive, our first up arrow. I'm sorry, they were down arrows, gray down arrows or red down arrows, and now they're bright green up arrows for the first time since last year, man. And that's just one. So they don't turn into up arrows just because they start going up. They turn small date Philadelphia zinc. They turn into up arrows when it's better than what your normal earnings are, whatever it is, your normal analytics. So if your analytics went way, way, way down, and then all of a sudden your analytics start going up, it will not turn to a check mark till you get to that point to where it had been for the previous year, not the previous day or the previous week, the previous year, right? So if you look, and I said I was going to talk about this at the end of the video. So if you look at this one, right, and I go like this, it'll say the average was between 2,000 and 2,700 watch hours, right? That's the average. So this was super negative. But now, once I hit 2.7, 2.8, once that hits 2.8, this will go from a check to a positive sign. But it was negative. So I was way below 2.0. I was like 1.2 at one point. Super duper low. So even though I've over doubled from my low, I'm still only getting a check mark. It took off the minus mark, but I'm still getting a check mark. But that check mark will turn into a positive mark, an up arrow mark when I'm at 2.8, which I'm very, so all my statistics are shooting up. Shooting up. So it makes it, so it's an interesting time. A lot of 82s, no wheat cents. It's an interesting time for the channel, like it's like, yeah, all right, we're doing good again. We're doing good again. So I don't mind doing little videos like this where I spend a lot more time than I usually do. And you know what I mean? Like I'm feeling better about the channel. My I don't know if I say my self-esteem. But I feel better about the channel. I feel better about what I'm doing, right? Because I guess it is your self-esteem in a little bit. Let me just make sure there's no extra V in there hiding in the dirt. It's a very weak VDB. Oh, NINS is probably maybe a grease strike error. And so I'm really happy about that. And I'll show on occasion, like I just did. Maybe I don't know if I'll continue to do it every video. But I just like to let people know. Oh, and my what I have not seen over 15,000 views in a 48-hour period since early 2023. And look where we're at. And I've been showing that too. And I didn't show it today yet. Look at that. Over 20,000 views. And this is before 7 o'clock in the morning. Look at that stick up there, huh? Look at that candlestick. 1,200 views in an hour. In an hour, man. Subscribers almost 12,300. And we're over. I haven't been over. So this is the number that I was saying was over 30,000 or 15,000 views. You see, it's 48 hours. It's 48 hours. So you have to put that in half for 24 hours. So we're doing over 10,000 views a day. And I was up to when I first started the channel, I was up to 30,000 views per 15,000 views a day. So I was like, wow, man, this channel's doing great. And then I went from that to 1,500 views a day. I was at about 3,000 views per 48 hours. I was like, wow, man, they're really sticking it to me. So thank you to everybody. You know where most of my views come from? Returning subscribers. Most of my views come, no white AM. Most of my views come from returning subscribers. So I want to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers of the channel who stood by me and supported the channel. Thank you, of course, to my members who stood with me. Eric is with me for over a year. Sandra is just about with me for over a year. Marte has to be approaching that year mark. Tare, and then we have a new member who's with us. Thank you and welcome. And it's just really cool, man. It's been a rocky journey, but I think we're on a serious upswing, and I hope we stay on that trajectory. And because it'll just make for a more interesting channel, and I'm so sick of negative news, no idea. And I want to do something that's fun in my life at this point in my life, misaligned die. Look how dirty my fingers got. So what's the ending conclusion for this video? Well, there were no wheat cents, not in 5 and 5, but there was. Look how much copper was in this last penny roll. Oh, one of them is red. Or no, it's just something else. I don't know. And then even the penny roll before this. So there was a lot of copper. This is the copper that we found. One penny roll had beautiful copper. For whatever reason, there were 3 beautiful copper pennies in it. Those are the 5 penny rolls. And these are some of the interesting ones. So conclusion, maybe they were doing a penny album fill. Maybe they were looking just for wheat cents, but they left the 2009s. Those are all 82s. A 1960. I mean, a 1959 also. I mean, so if they're cherry picking, they really don't know about other aspects of penny roll hunting, like I do, and like the people who are watching this channel do. They should watch my channel. They would never, and of course, they probably left about a whole roll of copper pennies, but you never ever want to do that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I am not going to do a long video like this, not for a while. The only reason I did do it was because of the marks on these penny rolls today, and I did not want to put them as all zinc if there was copper in them, and I just wanted to really see if they were cherry picked. And I'll be honest with you, it's inconclusive at this point. There were no wheat cents or anything like that. So who knows? Please click like and subscribe. God bless. This is episode, what did I say? 465. I'll see you in episode 466.